Alright peeps, welcome back to one version where we have our beavers busily building a brand new hoosing estate across our freshly cleaned up, good river here. I mean, look, we got fresh canola planted, we got the cassavas, the soybeans, and builders dropping off planks. And what more could you bloody ask for, you know? We've got a full wood workshop storage so we can get paused. We still need to be cranking metal blocks, gears, and planks. Oh, and as well, we don't have to worry about water at all. Our automation has already got this bad lad up to 0.55 there, so it's not going to fully drain our river. We've got automation for all of these valves. They're all going. Oh, I love it so much. Because I don't have to think about any of this for the rest of this 20-day bad tide. The river system just automates away. Ooh, look at that. We got the perfect amount of jobs and beavers. At least for how we are currently. And I would like to step that up a bit. Now I am noticing that we're a tad full on my fermented cassava storage. So I might go ahead and waste even more logs on another temporary bloody warehouse up here. Chock a block full of fermented cassavas. And don't you worry peeps, we will be getting to a bit of storage. Well, that's not this episode. This episode's all about the beaver's brand new hoosing estate here. And unveiling what we're doing with this fancy pants bridge, our bridge. And the first thing we're going to have to do is get beavers up to the fancy bit of the bridge. And then the next thing we'll have to do is get platforms all the way across there like that. And now that we've got that in, we can turn our attention to the tops of these hooses. I mean, I would love to pop some fancy pants roofs on here. However, that costs science points and we're popping a badwater dome on as soon as beaverly possible. Plus, we haven't got any rooftop terraces knocking about. So we're going to be slapping, I was going to say 4, but 3 misplaced rooftop terraces on. But that's not all. If we pan the camera over, we'll also pop in some rooftop terraces down here. Now before we end up forgetting about the access up here, let's, get some bloody access up here. So let's get ourselves a bit of dirt on there. Just a singular platform on here because we're going to be plopping in a fancy pants 4-long overhang once again once we've got our dome up and running. Because we're going to be turning this bridge into a beaver's rest and relaxation paradise. And I know it might not look like much, but that's because we're still saving up loads of science points. We're nearly there. We're at 3.9k. We're going to have some buildings in here. We're going to have some buildings in here. And we're going to have buildings all the way along here. Actually, before I end up forgetting, let's plonk some TNT down wherever necessary. And that looks about right. I'm happy to leave it at that, especially considering we've got some through the framework TNT to blow up. Let's enjoy some cassava puff while we watch the TNT kaboom. And we get some bonus water flowing in there. I mean, not that that's particularly a good thing considering we have none left up in here. Now I'm seeing we've got a thirsty hauler and they did not get some water out of here. Is it because it's empty? Ah, it's because it's empty. We need to get some more bloody haulers on the crack. I mean, to be fair, we do have 7 Bobby Beavers knocking about. Let's spawn in next to one. Hello, Bobby! And we've got the farmer shifting some kohlrabis, which does mean if we've got 3 full kohlrabi warehouses, we can get a pause in 2 of these bloody farmers. And that leaves us with the perfect amount of beaver jobs. Unfortunately, meaning we can't increase this anymore. Or maybe we can, because I just spied we're up at 4,000 science points. So let's go ahead and unlock the big old badwater discharge. We're going to be getting 2 of those on beavers, and we're going to be doing that with the maximist of priorities. We need these on before the next drought. Because we've put all our eggs in the badwater wheel spinning basket. I mean, we're going to have to kind of be getting our beavers out of these bloody badwater discharges, aren't we? So let's go all the way up. Make sure we stay in line. So we can... Oh, actually, We're going to do a fancy turn there, use the natural terrain. But essentially, I don't want any contaminated beavers. And I spied something while I was building my stairs that makes this even more efficient. Look at that! We got a natural bloody stairway! So it should be a proper not so matter jobby for our beavers to get out here and smash in the two of these. And actually, we're going to go high priority on this one. Always open, of course. And a maximum priority on this one, because this one is closer. But if they're both maximum priority, because I built this one first, this one would be getting built first. And since we're running low on planks, we may as well retrieve, well, one plank from here. And then before I forget, get a... I swear to beavers, you stay there some bombers! We're going to get a maximum priority dynamite there for when we get to exploding that. And I'm going to faff a boot getting this to where the beavers can pick it up. And our beavers can pick that straight up. Oh, and look, we've got one bloody full row hooses in. And we've got a full row hooses in at the back here. I cannot wait to see this all built. Oh, we got a beaver with now today. That means we're going to get minimum priority on this bad lad all the way up to 10 and get our unemployed beaver in here. Where the bloody hell's the third beaver went? No one's corked it. No one's sick. Where's the third beaver just went? Now I just want to have me sell a check on our beaver bangers. Who are definitely, they actually did it, are going to bang in brand new platforms. But I really wanted to come over here, step on some, that's right, the frames you can't step on the big oozers. But I wanted to come back and redo the beginning of the episode. Not because this bridge is in, but remember when I told you to enjoy this view because it'll soon become a Hoosian estate? Well, I was near fibbing, was I? It's a blooming Hoosian estate if I've ever seen one. Oh, we're not far off getting this laddie in. Oh, we can spend science points on a big bridge and actually get this connected up. I reckon this bridge is going to be fun as, like, just back-to-back hooses as you're wandering across. And speaking of wandering across, let's wander across this bridge and see that we have a light on because the river's down below 0.70. Now that should be resetting and keeping this bad lad constantly resetting off, which is fantastic because it means that that will only re-engage once it's in temperate season and this is above 1.0. And that, peeps, is bloomin' fantastic. The only thing I noticed in the last speedy up bit in the end of the last episode, that this one changing timer got reset, so we are going to lower this from 0.70 to 0.55. Because I only really care about this being on while we're in either a drought or bad tide. And the difference in irrigation between 0.70 and 0.55 isn't major. The only thing I do need to make sure though is that this river doesn't steal all the water from our fairly small reservoir here. I love that the beavers are banging these bloody overhangs in, like. And we'll get some science points in and we'll be able to start filling these up. But first, we've got to make sure we are getting all of our materials out to get planked and cogged away with, so that our busy beaver builders can get their planks all the way up here. Oh, you know, I didn't even check what the bloody badwater dome takes, you know. Oh, I have a special cupcake at times, like, oh, didn't tell us. Yep, I didn't maximum priority these platforms. I wondered why the beavers were still banging in platforms, you know, when they had all of this job to do. What on earth is that, MiGly? Well, at least now, the beavers will be able to get out and build this badwater discharge that takes explosives, metal blocks, and gears. Not too bad, we've got our gears gearing away. Absolutely full on storage as well. So our beavers, once they get these bloody platforms up and running, should smash 50 gears straight into there. And honestly, I should probably get some gear storage, shouldn't I? Yeah, I'm going to waste another 15 bloody logs on yet another medium warehouse, this time storing up gears. Maximum priority that beavers, get 15 logs in there. And let's just make sure there's no more maximum priority jobs knocking about. This is our medium priority, or very low in this case. I don't believe we've got any jobs. Oh, that's right. We should probably get Oldmate up and running sooner rather than later. Not necessarily in the next 11.9 days, but I would like to get all of this planted, you know, at some point. And instead of wasting another 15 logs on a medium warehouse, I'm going to go ahead and say, need more fermented cassavas in your beavers. Get them out immediately if you can, because we're going to store up 30 explosives. Well, once we unpause the explosives factory, that is. And we probably want to go about unpausing the badwater pump at some point. However, I need to make sure we've got as many haulers knocking about as beaverly possible. I'm even going to pause our four bonus inventors. As much as I'd love the Science points to fill out all of this, we also just need these bad lads filled to make our beavers fully efficient and getting all the way over here to get at the very least, one badwater discharge dome on. You know what, peeps? 11.5 days remaining. I'm gonna switch on the bloody deep badwater pump, switch me hood off, and whip out a mad, speedy up it of our beavers banging in the platforms. Ideally, banging in one of those badwater discharges. But we'll also be able to see the inventors spinning away. We'll be able to see the who's and the stay clocking on and off in the background. And if you keep your peepers peeped, you may even get the spot of pine popping up out the ground. Oh, peeps, I've been too scared to look. Oh, we're not corking it. We're not corking it. And in, would I change this to 6 hours? In 6 hours after the Waterfalls! Not ideal. Absolutely not ideal. But we're just going to have to bloom and deal with it. Can we deal with it? Is it something we can deal with? Oh, no, I don't think we can deal with this, you know, peeps. I didn't want contaminated beavers. What to do? What to do? We don't have beavers going down in here, do we? No. We don't have any beavers in this river. Right. In that case, we most certainly need to get this down at 0 regardless. And let's get this reaction speed up to 100% so it can just go down and not get any... Oh, this is terrible. This is actually terrible because we're not going to get any irrigation. Or we're going to get a wee bit of irrigation. Definitely enough for one farmhouse. Especially when we've got 3 beavers without a D. Let's get these 2 back up and running, because you will get bloody planting. And to be fair, since this is closed, this should fill up fairly quickly. Let's get into speed 4. Let the water get run, let it spill out, and the irrigation is here once again. So if nothing else, we can start regrowing our cassavas, our soybeans, and our bloody kohlrabis. And now that our 1 temp sensor's up and running, this floodgate is now at 0, but that doesn't really matter because we're not getting any water down here yet. Not until we've flooded for, I'm going to say, a full day. Not flooded, flushed. That's the word I was looking for. Not until we've flushed for an entire... Oh, let's get this down to 0 because I'm a tad worried here. I turned the wrong one onto 0. Well, let's make sure we actually flush everything and don't overspill anything. That's the primary objective right now. And I reckon with day 2 to 3, we're definitely putting this up to 0.85 and we are resuming the automation on here. And for now, it's going up to unlimited because we need the water down here like never before, beavers. Fill up the bloody hole and slip up as much water as beaverly bloody possible here. And now that we get this all chock block full as a gun, you see how we're bloody flooding there? That's because our reaction speed was not at 0.55 and we need to get our flow speed limited to 1 so we can retain some water in our wee reservoir here. Well, with that all in our beavers hour banging these platforms in, surely that means that they are all the way over here and have put some explosives in, which means if nothing else... Oh, it's not in! But we've got 50 explosives in there. Ooh, we're not that far off, you know. We're actually not that far off. If we hustle, we might get this in. Might being the bloody keyword, though. These beaver builders can only bang in the resources that are already there. Speaking of resources, look at all of this dirt piled up. We could build for days. Oh, there's another metal block on its way. Get amongst it, beavers. Oh, do you have a TNT by chance, Mr. Beaver Builder? You gotta go and bang that in. Be careful though. Don't bang too vigorously. And I'm looking here. We have some science points to get spending. So let's whip our layers down and then actually get away from our beavers up here. So for this house, we're gonna go indeed simple. Stay down. And a bit path underneath that leads you through a tunnel and into this path once I've got enough science points, of course. Now to get up to the row houses, we're going to employ a fancy pants spiral stair. And that's also the type of stair we're going to be getting our that side. So a quick path connection like this will have all of these houses connected into paths. Once, you know, all of this is built, of course. And once we have another 400 science points for some tunnels. But for now, I just want... Oh, beavers! Oh, thankfully, yes, we've got heaps of scrap metal. I was concerned that we were running out of scrap metal for a second there, like, not if you're MiGly, you've got loads of it knocking about. Oh, not! We have 0 scrap metal. We literally have that 11 in there, and that's it. We're going to get 2 scrappers up and running. Yes, get out of the bloody hauling post. And you know what? I'm sick of ye flooding. I'm going to reduce the level of this floodgate here to 0.75. This one's staying at 9.5 though, just to be cheeky. But yeah, nah, you really shouldn't flood after now. The only scrap metal flag that had any scrap in it was this one. That's because beavers couldn't bloody access it. So beavers, pick all of those up, and you may as well only have 1 scrapper running. I only unpaused the both years because I was proper flapping. Aye, the only flooding that's happening now is because the reaction speed is too high on this. We need to have it at bloody 5.5, and then it should stop flooding over there. Although it might be too low and flood over everywhere after that. I mean, to be fair, if that does occur, ooh, which it certainly is going to, I can get this threshold from 180 to say 170. Give ourselves another 10 centimetres of margin, you know. And these bad lads should only be letting out more and more water. Oh, look at it gone, letting out loads there for a second. Nah, I know it overspilled. It's fine. For now, at least. Oh, we're doing alright. I was a tad concerned, but we're properly chonking out these bloody metal blocks. The only thing is, we're going to get a tide change warning tomorrow. That's a guarantee. And I don't think we're going to be getting all of this in by then. So we'll kind of have to hope for a bad tide. And we've had 2 in a row. So it's unlikely we're going to get a bloody 3rd in a row. Oh, these beavers picking up the scrap. There shouldn't be 20 in here. Why, there's only 4. Oh, look at the beavers all distributed across the hoos and estate here. I've just paused 2 of our industrial lumber millers because we're full on with plank storage. That's left us with 9 haulers. So we should be getting all of these tippity topped off and have no reason whatsoever for beavers to be kicking off, being like, oh, I have to go all the way over here for some bait or some water. You didn't. You can get your fermented cassavas or water from right here. Now I know I've only just checked beavers, but how are you doing here? Surely if I hang around long enough, there's got to be more beavers dropping off some more shite. Yes! How are you doing over here though, like for reals beavers? Do you reckon you can beat us over? I'm going to jump over the side. Oh, but you are actually quite a speedy beaver. But not a fear. I'll beat you, hour. And it means I can... Oh, watch out for the thorns! Get back into the world via this method and see how we're doing on the old... Oh, that's right, I need to press escape. Now we're back in the world. Oh, 51 bloody metal blocks. That's not bad at all. I'm not too concerned about the gears because we're making twice as many gears as we are metal blocks. Well, not quite, because metal blocks take 2 hours and the gears make 3. But you know what I mean. We've got 2 coggers for the 1 smelter. Oh, we've got a drought! We've got a bloody drought! That is what I would call unbloody fortunate, peeps! Not what I was wanting in the bloody slightest. I mean, maybe I should have thought about this earlier, but we could get ourselves a smelter on the... Nah, 20 gears, nah. That's so expensive for a temporary building. I'm not wasting 99% of all of those bloody resources. If I need to, I'll waste another 50 logs. I thought it was 40 logs. I was wasting not 50 logs a pop. Well, if it comes to it, I will waste those logs and will slowly but surely get this barn out up and running during the drought. A drought which we need to be properly prepared for. I want every single bit of water tank full. Any even remotely superfluous jobs are getting paused. We need heaps of haulers, and we don't necessarily need 8 builders. I do like having 8 builders, but 10 haulers. 10 haulers might be better, you know. Especially considering I need to get 2 more beavers in here to pick up some more kohlrabies. 4 builders it is. And we even got 2 bonus haulers. So let's keep an eye on our smelter. Make sure our metal blocks don't start creeping up towards 13. Otherwise, I'm going to get this scrap metal industrial pile set up to metal blocks. Well, for now, we just need to get all the water slurped up, all the food picked up and stored before what could potentially be a 25+ day drought. And we know we're not going to bloody survive that, water-wise at least. So we need a big surplus. And I've went round and paused loads of jobs that didn't need to be on pause. And we can even get builders back on the crack and still have 8 haulers. What a wonderful district this is. Oh, and old mate's been planting these oaks. That means we've got a 9th bloody hauler on the crack now. Now we'll see. With all of the adjustments I've made to the automation, we are not flooding up here. And we've got a decent bit of wiggle room for our various surges. Now, hopefully, once we get within 7 hours of a bad tide or drought in this case, this bad lad will switch on, which will switch this on, which will change the bloody memory over to make sure that this laddie is not copycatting this relay. At least until its accumulator hits 9 hours. And hopefully it doesn't get reset this time, because we've got its target for resetting set to 0.55 now, instead of 70, which you can see, 0.73, we're a tad close to that 70 mark, you know. It's a dangerous spot to be at. Now with 1.1 days remaining, are you dropping off the last metal block? Hopeful, but no. We've got another 31 metal blocks to be producing in 1 day. You know, I have a feeling that is not happening. So let's waste another 50 logs and get some beaver power for this drought. Hopefully, only part of this drought. You know, beavers, high priority whenever you fancy it, but ideally in the next day. And we're not just stacking up metal blocks in the smelter either. We're getting them straight into here, as you can see. Right on cue. But we still need 30 more, the feggers. Ooh, and I've just thought, how close were we to these blueberries corking it? These are OG blueberries. We've got them naturally spreading. Look at them naturally spreading where the bloody lumber mill and wheel used to be and all that. So cute. We do not want these to cork it. I might have to initiate super duper irrigation backup plan that I've just made up off the top of my head now. And that super duper irrigation plan is to get all of this area blowing sky high. Now if we zip the world away, that also includes blowing tunnels everywhere. What, I thought we would be up to bloody 3k science points by now. Well, once we're up another 300 science points, we're going to be popping tunnels underneath all of these. Oh, hello, Bobby. Oh, see you later, Bobby. And you know we're ramping down because we're making a measly 2300 power out of 815 necessary. Well, let's have ourselves a bit of a wrong button combination and then go up to speed 4 so we can see if this decides it wants to be reset or not, or if it's going to go all the way up, mild floodage, and it's going to turn off just after the drought. So we could have this accumulate about an hour sooner. However, how is the water level doing? We're cranking along up here now, tomato. Has this been remembered? It has been remembered. Cheers, past MiGly. So we get this bonus bit of water storage that we don't get during bad tides. Oh, and you know what? Maybe we need to do something about that bloody bad water spill. I mean, maybe is definitely the key word there, like. We've got a lot going on, and we've got a lot of beavers. We're now today all of a sudden. At least not until I've got this power up and running. So you know, all of you bonus unemployed beavers, get to getting me that 300 science points so we can finally get tunnels. But now that this is accumulated, well, one, look at my memory, is back to just copycatting our one universal relay. Which at the moment is on, opening, currently about to spill a lot of water. Let's just turn that off for now. Make sure we're not going to spill that water. And I'm thinking we're going to have to do something about this bad lad. It's spot on, apart from at the beginning of a drought. Because at the beginning of a drought, it really wants to get, well, you know, below whatever this level is. And that just means far too much water gets pushed out of here. But now that we've settled that, let's get this all the way up to bloody 2. And then we can just chill for the rest of the drought. Oh, and by chill, I of course mean get all of these bloody water slippers posed. We're going to have more unemployed beavers without a D. And that's with 4 beavers in here grafting. You know, we need to get the smelter up and running. I had a gear workshop up and running, I didn't even realise. Let's get an industrial lumber mill to keep our plank production somewhat existent at least. And let's see what type of efficiency we're working with here. 66% is what it dipped to there. Not ideal, but how many metal blocks do we need to get? 21? It's not too bad, isn't too bad. We might. Ooh, 24 day drought! Oh, beavers. Beavers! Beavers! Hey, beavers! Beavers! Oh, no! I don't know, beavers! No, not yet. We do need that up and running, though. But for now, oh, we need just, like, more hauling posts or something. We need something for this bloody beaver today. Well, to be fair, we are running out of logs because I paused the majority of our lumberjack flags, so let's get them unpaused. And now we've got a perfect 0-0 on the jobs there. And I'm also curious how long this reservoir lasts, because at the moment it looks like we're already bloody half a block down. And when we get 1 block down, it means there's not going to be any water pushing out of these floodgates when they open. It's all getting fed into our one river here. Well, I suppose the only thing left to do is just watch these beavers gone ruined and ruined and ruined until we've got the bad water discharge. Discharging the bad water. Well, you know, clues in the name and all that. Alright, now surely with the sun setting there, it's now fully in the bad water discharge! Oh, but this could be the last beaver with the last bit of metal block coming to bang in the bad water discharge. Oh, that would have been cool if it occurred. But unfortunately, it didn't. Alright, beavers, I'll help you out. I'll push with yous. But could this be the last beaver dropping off the last gear to get off? Ooh. Very good sign. It means we are actually only waiting on metal blocks. And only 7 of them! Let's get on beavers. What we do have is a beaver banging in some TNT, which I would explode. I could explode, but I won't explode because it's a bloody active path, man. I mean, this hauler isn't going to gun out, they're going to gun left and drop off the water, but this logger may have went straight out the bloody dynamite. And we definitely want that. Oh, speaking of things we definitely want our food industry pause for too long, because then we start putting massive strain on our kohlrabi farmers. And these bad lads are on a struggle bus as is, keeping all the warehouses topped off. Oh, we got beavers in here! That's right! We just needed the overhang and it wasn't waiting for a bridge. Oh, that is the fanciest row house, like. Right on the edge. And look at that dead straight line to the district centre. If only my camera was straight. Water-wise, we've got no left up here. And I've been an absolute buffoon. No, I haven't. This is automated and is at 0. I have never been a buffoon. I've only been a mild buffoon by letting this evaporate. But you will see what I gone straight out of here. And topping up our one river, which is fantastic, because I think it's still above 0.55. It is, look! Which means we're still topping up the pool and all. Oh, we're starting to get some of our fancy braziers in. I was going to say we got them all in, but there was one brazier letting me down. You better not be twocking the scrap metal from the scrapper, like. I swear down if I see a beaver builder twock some scrap metal out of here. Ah, look at that! Have you been making our bloody bad water discharge take longer by twocking all the scrap metal and making the fancy... just dropped it off. Aye, that was inconspicuous to say the least, Beaver. If I wasn't watching, I would never have noticed it was ye who twocked all of the scrap metal. Looks like we're going to have to get a second scrapper up and running to ensure we've got a solid scrap supply for our smelter here. Imagine, peeps, we could have had this bad lad up and running by now if our builder beavers went twocking and building all of these braziers with the scrap metal. Oh, and we're already out of water. This is our one river topped up for the next 18.5 days. Look at that wee babby running across the suspension bridge. And seeing that blueberry reminded us we need to get these bloody TNTs in, and since we've got 2,000 science points now, we can go ahead and get some bloody tunnels on the crack. Get all of those in, beavers, with a high priority. Now what actually? Pause ye. I only want this lad up and running. Unless we're at 100% efficiency, then I'll happily have the fermenters fermenting as well. Here we are, peeps. Let's have a quick cropped-in adventure until around about now. Because around about now, we have a beaver coming hour to bang in. Oh, hello, beaver. Look at that metal block and it's straight past this bad water discharge. Let's watch our beaver bang this bad lad in. I might even tell. Oh, quick, I don't want to get bloody contaminated, tootsies. Oh, get up on the bridge. We now have bad water flowing during a drought and temperate season, and of course, bad tides. Oh, I am absolutely buzzing with our beavers getting the last 5 of those in. We can free up 4 workplaces, 1 bonus log. Just didn't think about the 49 logs that went missing right there. We can connect this path up to here, delete all of the paths that cross this TNT, switch on our explosives factory, as well as pretty much everything else, because we have heaps of power. Look at that, 1,062 out of 0. We have infinity extra power at the moment. You can see our fresh pine up and running, as well as our pine that's not quite sappy yet. I'm loving this natural forest here. I cannot wait until the top of my shack's completely surrounded in trees like. Now back out of the Hoomans estate, we've got the world stripped away because we need to get some tunnels on the crack. Precisely 2 tunnels there so we can get beavers down into the river and back up into their houses here. But we're not just giving beavers access down, we're going to give beavers access up and all. And if we get our camera straight on top of this block, I believe, yes, we can just put a dynamite down here. I purposely picked that area so I didn't have to put another tunnel down. So we can blow this up, get a tunnel underneath. Oh no, actually, let's be patient and we don't have to do any tunnels here. We blow that one up above and then we blow the one below, because I just want a spiral staircase up to here. And then we can go anywhere we wish from there. Oh, and how many science points is the 5 long bridge? Oh, if we can get the 5 long bridge in, like, I will be mucho happy. 1,000 science points, well bloody spent. Now, beavers, that is a maximum priority job. Now, isn't this just a glorious view from atop the Hoomans estate here? You get to see the pine forest, you get to see the campfires, the future irrigation backup for the blueberries, which we may need to get going this bloody drought. But as well, you have yourself a quick hippity hop around the dry reservoir. You get to see all of the fanciest of automations. This little timer's accumulator has reset itself, because if we have a hippity hoppity adventure to the top of these hooses, this light's on because this level is below 0.55. Still above the point where my little cupcake face is though. But anyway, let's get back on here, dive down, and properly watch the beavers banging in these 5 long suspension bridges. In an end of episode speedy up fashion. No, you didn't think I wasn't going to have a big cliffhanger with one version at some point, did ya? I mean, everything's looking fine and dandy right now, but we know river level's not quite up to the task of this big old drought, Will the Beavers have the TNT around the district centre and in time to irrigate the bad lads? Oh, and that's including the fact we'd need some sort of fluid dump to do it now. But anywho, enough panicking. We're enjoying watching the Beavers banging the bridges. And it's at this point I would usually say have yourselves a canny old weekend, but I know yous are gonna have yourselves a canny old weekend, cause the Under Pressure map tour's releasing mid-weekend. So keep your peepers peeped for that. And I'll see you back in one version on Monday. Toodles!